Hey guys, today we're going to do some hood decal removal. Basically wanted to do an experiment on two different types of these decal erasers. What we're working on today is my 1985 Mustang GT, and kind of doing a light restoration on it over the last few months. It's got this charcoal gray big hood decal. It's dried, cracked. I don't know how well this is going to come off. You can see on the sides here, so it definitely needs to be removed and hopefully buffed out. But wanted to show you two of the wheels that I bought off of Amazon. I went with this kind of eraser style wheel. I'm sure you've probably seen that. It says Astro Pneumatic Tool Company. It was about a $13 wheel, and this one here was a little bit different, 1 inch width. So I wanted to get both of these in hand and see how they do. So I'm going to hook up the camera to a mount and just let it go, and we'll do some time lapse here and see which one maybe works better for this application. Okay, so we got the 1 inch eraser pad all set up here in the drill. Just going to be using a corded Black & Decker. This is a little bit more high impact drill. It goes up to 3,000 RPMs. There's a notice on the side of the eraser that says do not exceed 4,000 RPM, so we're safe there. But I'm going to try some, about some medium range speed. Just to give you a point of reference here, I started to do this section here with just a heat gun and basically a scraper, my fingernail, and really after about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes with a heat gun, that's about all I got. So that's how we're at this point. I wasn't going to do the entire sticker or decal when it was taking that long to only get that far. So we're going to start on these lower lines here, see what happens. We'll get the camera mounted and get ready to rock. Again, Black & Decker drill. I got this set on about 4. And we're just going to start with the corner here. We're going to check it, make sure we're not cutting through the paint. Obviously you can see some of the erasers already grinding down. I think that's by design. And yeah, it looks like we're in real good shape. So just in about 20 seconds we've gone from here to here. So far so good, so we'll keep going. Still coming off like butter. And that's even cutting down through, looks like most of the adhesive is gone too underneath. Whereas before, with the heat gun, I was peeling this sticker off and it was leaving the nasty residue behind it. And I think it looks like it's taken most of that off. Come in and take a closer look here. All right, so within that 3 or 4 minutes, I've gone all the way across those lower 2 stripes, completely gone. So yeah, this is definitely the way to go. You can see it's leaving behind this, this residue, kind of like just using a regular pencil eraser on paper. It comes off. So far so good. Here is the here's what it looks like so far. So we're rounding off a little bit. I'm using like a leading edge off of that just to cut through it. So. All right, let's get. Yeah, kind of hot to the touch there. So got a long ways to go. I think what I'll do now is put in the other eraser and just see how that goes. So far we've done the lower two stripes and the GT emblem here. Okay, so I've switched out to the second solid disc type, and it said on the instructions just to kind of break the edge here with a you know, something hard, I guess. So cut the edge of that just a little bit, and we're going to give this a whirl. Heating up too. So far what I can tell is this might be cutting a little bit quicker, but you can also see how much I just removed off of that eraser. So this might not last as long as is needed to do this entire hood, but we'll keep going. Okay, now that I've got some of this residue wiped off, I can tell that this particular eraser isn't getting it all off as cleanly as the other one. It's doing a good job on the top, but it's definitely not cutting all the way down to the bottom as smooth. Okay, so yeah, we're in for a long afternoon, but still I think, you know, hands down it beats using a scraper and a heat gun, because I've already managed to take off that much right there. So I'm going to pause this, we'll do a little bit of time lapse here this afternoon and post our results. Alright, so I've been going at it here for probably about 15 more minutes. You can see the last time we left off I was somewhere around in here, or here maybe. Managed to get the line up to there. Used up quite a bit of this eraser though. Show you the edge here, how close we're getting. There's a line on right in there. That's the line that they say do not go past. So actually once I get down to there I'm going to be done. And it looks like I'm probably just going to have to order another one of these, because to be honest, this one is doing a much better job of taking off all the adhesive underneath. So what I'm noticing is once I get done with this, using this wheel, I'm going to be able to just do a nice buff on the hood, and we should be back to just a nice clean painted hood, whereas the other wheel is actually kind of just doing the rough work but leaving all the adhesive behind. So, all right, go ahead and... Okay, I've been going out here for about another, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. What I decided to do was switch back to this pad here. Reason being is that you know, you put it on a leading edge, and you know it seems to be cutting the decal really well, especially through the center part of the hood. And even though it's not, you know, getting down to the paint as cleanly as, you know, the other one, it just you know, seems to be doing a real efficient job of getting through that. And what I was concerned about was running out of these pads before finishing. So in order to save the lifespan of this particular shape wheel, I'm going to just use this one until it runs out, see how far I get. Just because this one is getting down to that glue, that old adhesive, and doing a better job. So, you know, in the last 15-20 minutes or so, you know, I've gone from about this section here all the way up to here with just this pad. So it's doing a better job, I think, you know, than what I originally thought. But again, I'm going to save the cleanup all the way down to the metal, or not metal. If I get down to the metal, we got problems. But all the way down to the paint, I'm going to use the other kind of, I guess they call it perforated pad. So we're going to keep at it, And by the way, I've had to clean up a few times. Just take a whisk broom. You can see all the debris laying across the hood there, and kind of look like a Muppet here on my arm. But yeah, definitely this is the way to go. So we'll keep at it. Okay, so for those of you keeping track at home here, about 1 hour in, and in that 1 hour, you can see, I don't know, there's a glare, but hopefully you can see there's the line that I'm at. So in 1 hour, we've gone from the front of the hood all the way back to here. So things are still going really well. Starting to get down to the end of this. I'm gonna, keep trying to feather that edge out a little bit and get some more use as much as I can out of that. Had to open the garage door. It was getting a little bit too dusty in here, but we're gonna keep on trucking along. So 1 hour in, still doing good. All right, we're about an hour and a half in, and I just want to give you an update here on this wheel. As you can see, we're pretty much done. This wheel is, down on its last few legs here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch it out. You can see within the hour and a half, we've done everything up to this point. So I've come in about 4 inches off of the edge of the cowl, and up to there is all we had left. So hour and a half, we've done the majority of this. We've pretty much used up this pad here. All in all, I think this turned out to be a really good choice to get across the center of the hood, because when you go to stretch out and reach those hard to get areas in the center, this pad here allows you to use downward pressure on the bottom, and you get more contact area, whereas with this wheel you have to keep it perpendicular, keep this edge flat to the paint. So it would make it really hard to be going across the center of the hood with this perpendicular, that you've only got a 1 inch contact zone there. So I think this was a good choice. It ended up being a better choice than I thought, just to reach the center of the hood, and this is going to be what I used to finish it up with. So all right, so we're just about finished here. I want to go ahead and wrap things up and give you my final verdict on both of these two decal eraser pads. As you can see, we've got all of the decal erased, and there's just some residue left over here that I'm going to have to go back and buff out and do a little bit of work with some Goo Gone and some adhesive remover. But the entire decal is gone now, and I would say that after using both of these pads, that they really both have their pros and cons. For example, this pad here, as I mentioned earlier, was excellent for getting across the center part of the hood, because the wheel would need to be making contact in this direction. So as you're leaning across the front of the car, if that's the direction you're going to go, it's easier to work with this face of the wheel for this area right in here. It also seemed to do a little bit better job cutting through the actual decal portion. It lasted a little bit longer as well. This eraser pad was excellent for cutting through all the way down to the adhesive and down to the paint, but the drawback with this is you need to hold this perpendicular to the sheet metal. So it would make it very hard to go across the center and when you're trying to hold the bit sideways. So I kind of use this here along the front edge, going this way and along the edges, and then just work my way back over the leftover adhesive in the middle that this first drill pad left behind. So as you can see, I went through the entire lifespan of both of these eraser pads in this one job. Total time from start to finish was approximately 2 hours. So all in all, definitely worth it. Definitely worth doing it yourself and not taking it to a body shop. So again, this was the AES that I found on Amazon, not the 3M. And this was also on Amazon for I think 15 bucks. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and good luck with your project.